Good morning, students. Today we are going to read the poem Animals by Walt Whitman, which has been taken from your book First Flight for 10th class. This is a very beautiful poem written by Walt Whitman. First, let us find out a few things about Walt Whitman. Also known as the father of free verse, Walt Whitman was an American poet, essayist, and journalist. He is a major figure in early American poetry. He broke the tradition of rhymed and metrical poetry. That is why he is known as the father of free verse. Why? Because Walt Whitman was the first person to introduce the poems without any rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme means in a poem when the last words are rhyming. For example, if I take an example of your nursery poems, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. You see how the word rise and wise, they're matching, they're rhyming to each other. So this is the first person, Mr. Walt Whitman, who broke this parameter, and he introduced the free verse poems. He was famous for writing a revolutionary new kind of poetry which was in free verse. The poem Animals is from his work Song of Myself in Leaves of Grass. It's been taken from Song of Myself. Now let's read the poem. First stanza. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. Now the word turn here means that to transform. Placid means peaceful, to remain calm. Self-contained means self-satisfied. The poet says that I think I can transform myself. I can make a different decision. I can decide to live with animals, and this is a very radical decision, a different decision. Why does he want to live with animals? Because he thinks that they're so placid, that is, they're not so easily excited nor so easily upset. They're so self-contained, means that they are so satisfied with what they already have. They are complete in themselves. Now, why does the poet want to take this decision? Why does he want to live with the animals? Because you can see that he is comparing the qualities of animals and human beings. He says that he feels that he does not find these qualities in human beings anymore. They are never happy, they're never content with what they have. They always want more and more. And Walt Whitman is so fascinated, he's so attracted by this quality of animals that he wants to live with them. And he says that he can stand for a long period of time and keep on looking towards animals. Next stanza. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Now here, sweat, the actual meaning of word sweat is to perspire. But here, according to the context of the poem, it means to become anxious. The word whine means it is a highly pitched voice, but here in this context again it means to complain or to cry. And make me sick means to disgust me. The poet says that why do I like animals? Because they do not complain about the things that they don't have, like the human beings. The human beings, they're never happy what they already have. They always keep on complaining that kind of they have a feeling of jealousy. They always keep on complaining, oh, I don't have that big bungalow, I don't have that Mercedes, I don't have that Beamer, I want this, I want that. They're always running behind one or the other thing. But this is not found in the animals. Human beings, they lie awake in the night, throughout the night. They they go to bed so late, they sleep so late in the night. Why? Because either they're thinking about the sins that they have done in the past, or they're thinking about the future plans. What are the things that they're going to do in the future? He says that we human beings, we always regret, we are always guilty for the things that we have already done in the past, or we always keep on thinking about our future plans. But on the other hand, animals, they don't have any kind of worries, they do not have any goals, they do not have any ambitions like us, they do not worry about their future, they do not have to regret about any sins that they have made in the past. So they have a very good sleep in the night. They do not lie awake like us, they do not weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Now, the poet says, what do the human beings do? They always keep on discussing about the duties to God, that we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to pray, we have to do this to make God happy, what God wants and what He does not want. But animals, do they talk about these things? Do they discuss about these things with each other? No, the animals, they do not ever, they never think about this thing that we have to make someone happy, we have to make someone proud. They just live a simple life. Animals, they are not selfish, but human beings are. So he says that these human beings, they disgust me due to this thing of due to this thing of them, that they always keep on discussing their duties to God. They're so selfish, they want to make God happy always. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Demented here means behaving madly or angrily, and mania means a craze, a sort of a craze for something. The poet says that animals, they are not crazy for anything. They are not crazy for owning the luxuries in life, just like human beings. They're not obsessive like the human beings. They are satisfied, they're innocent, they're always happy with already what they have. You can see that in this stanza we have few literary devices. The first one is anaphora. What is anaphora? That is the use of repeated words or at the beginning of two or more consecutive lines. For example, they do not sweat, they do not lie awake. And next is metaphor. What is metaphor? We all know that metaphor is a direct comparison between two things. And the poet says that the animals, they do not sweat and whine means he says that sweat and whine, actually these are the complaints of the human beings. They refer to the complaints and cries of the human beings, and he says that the animals, they do not sweat or whine. Next stanza. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me, and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. The poet says that the animals, they need not bow in front of anyone. To kneel down means to it's a gesture which is used to which is made to show respect to someone. The poet says that animals, they do not bow down in front of each other like human beings do. Human beings, they're also very much obsessed with their ancestors. They feel that they, if they'll do some particular things, they will make their ancestors happy. But these animals, they do not bother about their ancestors. They are not caring about showing respect to each other. Neither do they think about their ancestors. They are not worried about the past, and they're not worried about the future, just like human beings. They do not know anything about being happy or sad. These feelings, happiness or sadness, they do not exist for animals. So by default, they're always satisfied. And the poet says, so I accept them due to these beautiful qualities that they have. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. Evince means to reveal, to show. Possession means to own something, ownership. Tokens here means qualities, just the qualities that the poet is talking about, just like satisfaction, happiness, simplicity. The poet says that the animals, they bring me these qualities of satisfaction, happiness, innocence, simplicity. He says that when I interact with the animals, I find these qualities in them, and I wonder, when did I lose these qualities? He says that I am wondering, I also had these qualities. Human being also had these qualities. Where have they gone? They bring me tokens of myself. They bring me these qualities of myself, means of human beings. They evince them plainly. They show them. They show these qualities through their behavior. Next is, I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? The poet says that all he has already said that I can see these qualities in the animals, and he says that I'm wondering, I'm surprised that where I have left these qualities. I also had these qualities once upon a time. Where have they gone? He feels that I must have had these qualities too, but I think when I was growing up, when I was becoming an adult, I somewhere left these qualities back. He says that I must have been compassionate, happy, and satisfied, but through the journey of life, while becoming an adult, somewhere I left them behind. He says that we human beings, we have lost all these qualities in the quest of urbanization, modernization, industrialization. We have lost all these qualities. We have become so materialistic that we do not possess these qualities anymore. And he says that we do not deserve of being humans. Animals are much better than us. They deserve all these qualities. So it's much better that I should turn towards animals. I should start living with them. I'm fed up of living with the human beings. I hope you all understand this poem. That's all in the poem. Thank you.